Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we begun the 2024-2025 regular season, and you know what? We've been doing pretty damn well for ourselves to start a new year, 2025, that is. We are 26-10-1 coming off of a 7-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, let's just talk about everything. I did go over the stats in the last episode. We're going to go over that quickly, but I want to get all the simulation complete this episode. I think I'll do it. Unless we have some unforeseen problems, and then it'll be a problem. So, just like last year in February, it got bad. But let's talk about it. So 26-10-1. We might be even on a better pace than we were last year. But I believe as it stands, we're third in the Central Division because the Blues and the Blackhawks have been phenomenal. Blackhawks are far and above the best team in the league right now with Gustav Slychuk. They got the Chinese goaltender in Jean Ryun or something like that. Can't really recall. And the Blues are pretty good, but we have 4 games at hands on the Blues. You can probably chalk it up, say we'll probably tie them or pass them in points. Probably. Now that goes for a lot of our statistics. We looked at the stats last episode, looked at how far back of a lot of things we were, like points in the league. We'll get to that. Anthony Francis is coming for his 3rd straight Art Ross. That's all I'm saying. But we have been damn good. We're hot right now, 7-2-1 in our last 10. We've been good, so let's talk about it. 49 points is leading the way on the Minnesota Wild. Obviously, it's the franchise man, Anthony Francis, 99 overall, 21 years of age. I believe we just locked him up to an 8-year deal worth, I want to say, close to $10 million, which is a phenomenal contract for the 2-time Art Ross winner, 2 times to start his Stanley Cup career. What am I even doing? It's late. I'm recording late, obviously, because I wouldn't be a rational human being and do it earlier during my off days. No, I leave it to 1 o'clock in the morning. What was I saying? To begin his career, he has 2 Art Rosses. Was the last person to do that Wayne Gretzky? To start his career, it might have been Mario Lemieux. I'm honestly not totally sure, but he's been the man. I'm hoping he breaks some records down the line. Here's hoping. He's got 143 career goals, maybe. I'm not sure what he's going to hit this year. I'd love for him to break 60 because he's going to be at about 30 goals in 41 games if he can make pace. He's been the man all season long. He's actually playing less time this year. He's averaging 23 minutes a night. That might actually be more. Yeah, it is more than last year, even though we're playing him on less lines because we got Jack Hughes. We decided to play Jack Hughes on some special teams units. But you want to hear the most impressive thing. First 2 months we look at Kel Newman. He has 20 goals. Phenomenal. And I can't recall the amount of games, but he was almost averaging a goal per game at some point during the season. He was so far ahead of where Anthony Francis stood. And Anthony Francis caught up in a month, which is just crazy. Kel Newman already has 7 game-winning goals about halfway through the season. And you know what? People can complain about the Pasternak trade we made for Jack Hughes, but I think Kel Newman is easily a better replacement. I'm not sure. Did we sign him? Is this contract here? No, we have to sign him next year. Cap is going to get a little crazy. I mean, we do have a few dollars to spare right now, but especially with the extensions becoming a thing next year, it's going to get a little tricky. But for right now, we're a very, very talented, cheap team, surprisingly. Kel Newman, beauty. Kirill Kaprizov, the captain, one of the older guys on this team. He might even be the oldest forward right now, actually. Hartman's 30. Okay, Hartman and Fitzgerald are the oldest guys. And Jason Zucker, right? Yeah, Jason Zucker's the old man. But of all those guys, Kirill Kaprizov is obviously the most impressive. What more is there to say? I hope he gets over the point-per-game threshold. He's not shooting the puck as much as I thought he would, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's the captain. He's a beauty. As long as we make it to the playoffs, then we can do our damage. The new Minnesota Wild, Jack Hughes, the first overall pick in the 2019 NHL Draft, had an iffy career with the New Jersey Devils. Ups and downs. Obviously, his best season came 3 years ago in 2022, 78 points in 82 games. He's about that pace as it is. I would love for... He's having his best season, I think. 37 games, 34 points. He's making pace. Hope maybe if we're good down the stretch, if all the players are individually good down the stretch, then we could see some career years out of a lot of these guys. Nils Hoglander is having a career year, 24 years of age. We've had him for a few seasons in Minnesota, 45 in his rookie season. And he slowly but surely got better every season, missing more games, and hopefully there's no injuries to him. Knock on some wood. He's having his best season so far. Hopefully he keeps that up. Alexei Pietrangelo just got hurt, and he's been probably the most disappointing player on this team. And I'm not mad, per se. Obviously, I'm a little upset. We just signed him to that long contract extension. I don't think that is... It's not necessary to trade this guy away at all. He's going to be Minnesota Wild for life. But 11 goals. He hasn't never scored less than 40. He's going to have to turn it 150. He's going to have to just go all the way up. He's going to have to be on fire. He's playing a little less time this year. He's playing 18 minutes a night. We're playing him in a lot of great situations on the power plays, on the PK, I think. He's a good player. I'm not upset. I mean, obviously, I want him to get at least his average points, like 75, please. I hope it's not his worst season yet. That'd be a little upsetting. The former Calder winner in Alexei Pietrangelo. I don't know what it is, and he did get hurt, so that's going to hurt his chances of another 40-goal season. But I'm sure he'll work it out. Okay, Louis Langleader has been very, very impressive in his sophomore season. He was an important part in our Stanley Cup run last year. 7 game-winning goals last year as a rookie. 24 points in 37 games. He's having a career year. Luke Kunin. Now, this guy is going to be expendable once cap becomes a problem, because we have Beckman, who's going to be a similar player to Luke Kunin. I'm not sure if he'll be putting up the best point totals, but Luke Kunin, as it stands, is our third-line center for at least a few more seasons. 27 years of age. He's got no more room to grow. He's an 86 overall on the third line. He works perfectly on this team. I really, 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 really like him on this team, especially after his postseason last year. If he can put up 41 points this year, I'll be happy with it. Chris Griffin, a rookie, 17 points. Says he's a depth forward. I'm not upset with that. Especially a guy played in the AHL last year, had a pretty solid season in the A last year. Comes up into the NHL playing in a weird spot on the third line. I'll never know if Chris Griffin will be an NHL forward or top 6 forward on this team. It's very unlikely, so maybe he gets a little bit of trade value. We work something out, but I wanted to test the waters with him. He's not disappointing. Jason Zucker on that fourth line, 12 points, is a plus player? Hell yes. Ryan Hartman, plus player on that fourth line? Yeah. Adam Beckman, 8 points. I wish he was better, but he's playing solid on the fourth line. Ryan Fitzgerald. Defense is always the best part on this team. Our top 2 guys, Quinn Hughes, playing his first season ever with his brother. Quinn Hughes maybe going for a back-to-back Norris season. It's unlikely. You have a few other candidates in the league this year. You got Marcus Mironov, who's going to be a Minnesota Wild his entire career. Absolutely adore him. Like, he's a statistic darling. Like, if he was an IRL player and he was putting up these stats Offensive defensemen, Brent Burns or like Erik Karlsson, they don't ever have the best plus-minus, especially if they're not putting up their best numbers. And I know plus-minus is never a great stat to call upon, but in this game, it's crazy. He had a plus 55 last year and had 53 points as an offensive defenseman. If he was a two-way defenseman, that'd be a different thing, but his defense is pretty solid. Right? He's the complete package, and he puts up numbers. He is so important to this team. Brandt Clark had a career season last year, 72 points, was the runner-up to the Norris. Quinn Hughes was his partner. 27 points in 37 games. If he can maybe he can totally hit 50 this year. I'll be happy with that. Matt Dumba is always going to be the expendable guy. I love that contract. But when it comes to the end of the day, especially with Maurice Potvin playing in the QMJHL, he's going to get better. Matt Dumba is going to get more expendable, especially with the cap crunch coming. Okay, he's been good. Oliver Kylington or Shillington, I think it's Shillington. I want to say it's Shillington because I've heard a few pronunciations of his name. I'm sorry, Oliver Shillington. I don't know. Thomas Hickey brought him back from last year. I like both these guys together, especially after how they started. They were really weak. I'm like, oh, I should fix that. And I just left them, and they've kind of solved it on their own. Something that they're not solving on their own, Jaden Weeman and Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop has been bad. I'm debating just rolling with Weeman, just turning off auto-rotate goalies and running with Weeman. He's 17-7-1, one shutout, 902. That's not a great save percentage, but he's winning us games. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully. And Ben Bishop, you can throw him into the sun because apparently he hates Minnesota. Now, I'm not going to go to the entire league stats. You can go check out the last episode if you feel like it, but I just want to jump into the simulation right now. I know Pietrangelo was hurt there. I guess I'll just throw a Hoglander up there for a bit. Okay, works for me. I always do that. I always want to do something off camera, fix something, and I never end up doing it. I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like editing it out. So I'm not going to edit it out because I'm too lazy for that, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to render it and upload it. So January, let's see how we start off this episode. Hopefully it's a little bit of positivity. Alex Chason for a first. No, thank you, Columbus. Try harder. Try harder. Chris Griffin has actually been hurt with injured. He's been injured with an injured elbow. Why did you have to say injured twice in one sentence? Head coach replaces player. I think I just put in a defenseman, but we're getting Alexei Pietrangelo back right now, so we should be A-okay. So Pietrangelo, welcome back to the club. I missed you so much. Don't do that to me again. You're actually a 92 overall, which is sick. Langweeder, and then we're going to get Hickett's off, and we're going to throw... I know. I should be managing it better, but we're winning games. And, welcome back, Fitzgerald. Welcome back. Start off with a W against the Rangers. Chris Griffin is actually back. So, Fitzgerald, did you get any points? Did you get any points at all? Hit 1 goal. Keeping that goal per game average. No, not goal per game. But you know what I mean. He's an absolute beauty. Minnesota Wild legend. And 2 wins in a row in the month. Okay. Hell yes. Joe Veleno has been hurt in the AHL. Head coach replaces player. Ooh, Minnesota. Oh, second in the division now. Beating the Blackhawks, best team in the league twice in the last week. Louis Langweeder wants to talk. What's your problem, bro? You are playing 11 minutes. I'm sorry. But you're happy because you're a team player and you'll play wherever you need wherever you need me. Wait, wherever I need you, you will play. God, that was too difficult. Okay, Rangers, come on, keep it going, bud. Why? I'm not even gonna edit any of this out because Fedor Gordeev. Why was that so hard to say? It's like I'm tripping over my words. Is it because it's too late? I'm not sure. The win streak. I don't want to talk about it. Don't end it now. 7-5 loss. Fedor Gordeev is back. 2 seconds. No, thank you for Adam Henrique. No, thank you. Let's end off this month positive. Detroit. 6-5 OT win over the Dumpster Fire franchise. I'll take it. Hell yes. Boquist. I doubt Boquist is any good. I'll just check. I'll see. Okay. Boquist. Oh, New Jersey, you are not good this year. How's Pasternak? I want to see how Pasternak is doing on the squad. Pasternak. You're up to a 92. I don't know where you were last time, but you 40 points in 48 games. You're not a great plus-minus player, but I think we won the trade. Ooh, they got what? They got Gustav Slidechuk's brother on the block, Alexei Slidechuk. Man, if I was a rebuilding team, I would be all over that. Maybe we check the trade block later in this episode? Maybe, okay? Finish this month off well. You got a bye week. Make that 3 in a row after a 1 regulation loss. Anze Kopitar to the Detroit Red Wings for a first and Soderblom. So we have their first this year and LA has their first next year. Detroit, are you trying to win games? I know they were in a wild card position last time I checked, but Jesus, you just spent a first-round pick on Anze. I understand it. You never should trade a first-round pick from a year in advance. That's never a smart decision to make. They're actually third in the division, so I guess it makes a little sense. Anthony Francis has absolutely gone on a tear. Still, second in our division, Chicago is keeping pace. 9-1 in our last 10. Can't get much better than that. We have played 1 less game. You can say we'll probably tie them, or maybe actually with 2 points we'll jump over them. 1 to tie. So actually, let's go check out the stats, because I'm actually excited to see where everybody is right now. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this is going. Anthony Francis, 73. What can you say? Is he going to hit 60 goals? If he tries hard enough. Is he going to hit 50? Probably. Is he? What is it? What are his average minutes right now? He's playing more than he did last year. That makes no sense. His giveaway to takeaway ratio is phenomenal, and I love that very much. We can talk about Anthony Francis all day. That is just a fact. That is a straight fact. But Cale Newman, I believe he had 31 goals exactly last year in his rookie season. So, about just over halfway through the season, he's tied his goals from last year, and he has more points. He's at a point per game. I'm saying that he is the future on this team. I don't think he'll ever be that first-line right winger. Maybe, but I would rather never move Kaprizov down, because Kaprizov is an absolute beauty. 22 goals. He'll probably hit the same goal totals he did last year, especially if we continue on the pace that we have been going. He already has 6 game-winning goals compared to his 1 last year. Hoo-hoo-wee! Oh, Kaprizov, gotta love him. Nils Hoglander continues to impress. 49 points in 49 games. Can he keep the point-per-game average? Nils Hoglander. Ooh. I love him, especially playing next to a legitimate centerman in Jack Hughes. He's not at the point-per-game threshold. He's keeping pace for his best season ever. 46 points in 49 games. I know his best season ever was 78. He's going to have to go on a little bit of a tear here if he wants to get over that threshold. 78 points is impressive. Not as many goals this year. He's a legitimate playmaker, and he's playmaking. I'm sure more of those points would go to him if Nils Hoglander wasn't on that line. Maybe we move Nils Hoglander up to the first line, Pietrangelo down. I'm not sure right now. Lots to debate, but we are 9-1 in our last 10, so what's the point of doing any of that? Right? What would be the point in doing any of that? Oh, as you can see right there, Anthony Francis has 2 shorthanded goals. Ooh. Oh, I love him to death. Alexei Pietrangelo did get better. 41 points in 47 games. He's probably going to hit his worst season ever. I mean, his worst season in his 4th year, right? Yeah, I guess I'm not mad at all. especially how we know how good he is. We know going into a playoff situation, we need a player like him to dominate, right? How many hits does this guy have? Does it not show hits? He has 100 hits! Oh, is that leading? It's probably leading the team. Are you kidding me? God, my God, he's just throwing bodies all over the ice. Louis Langmeter, 21 goals. Jesus, that's 4th on the team. This is a guy to just remember. Keep this guy's name in your head. He doesn't have a great offensive awareness, doesn't have the best puck skills. Defense is okay. Physical's pretty solid. Same with skating. His shooting category is phenomenal. Okay, he's got a 5-star shooting category. The 20th overall pick in the most stacked draft in NHL history. I love him to death. Luke Kunin, 26 points, keeping that at half a point per game average throughout the season. I'm okay with that. Chris Griffin, 24 points, 10 goals. Maybe he can hit 20 goals this year if he goes on to tear down the stretch. I'm not too sure, but this team is... Chef Kiss, Jason Zucker, 19 points. Yeah, that's where I want him. Ryan Hartman, 15. Good plus minus. Same with Adam Beckman. Fitzgerald is a beauty. Forwards are coming in clutch. They are all performing really solid. There's not a guy like Lucas Raymond last year who was just like the the absolute worst forward. But there's no guy the only guy you could say is underperforming is Petrangelo. But when you have all these other guys performing so well, it kind of hides the season you're having. Okay, defense. Has it gotten any better? Has it gotten any worse? My man, 52 points. Oh, Quinn Hughes. He had 86 last year. He had 88 the year before and was snubbed of a Norris. Is he going to hit 88? Doubtful. But he's having a crazy good season. You know, this guy debatably could have been the captain. But Kirill Kaprizov, honestly, I think was the right pick. But Quinn Hughes continues to prove why he's a Norris Trophy defenseman. Okay? And it's funny here, our top 3 defensemen all have the same plus-minus. Nobody's terrible. Plus 13 as a bottom-pairing defenseman is really solid, especially with 15 points. There's not a super weak player on this team. I mean, Brandt Clark, Mironov, they're all so good. I mean, Mironov is supposed to be a sniper. I mean, he's scored over 10 goals each season, and you rarely see that from D-men, but I love everybody on this team. Is there one guy I actually have a problem with? Probably the goaltending, because they always disappoint me. You could have a 61-plus win season, and you could still lose in the first round. You could get swept, because this is how this game works. Matthew Dumba's been pretty solid. Oliver Shillington and Thomas Hickey have been all really solid. Goaltending, has it gotten any worse? Well, technically, Jaden Weeman got worse, but the only person to have a loss that month was Ben Bishop. Part of me is debating throwing Jaden Weeman in and just leaving him in, right? He didn't have a loss that month. But he didn't get any better, though, but we won the games is all that matters, okay? I'm actually going to go to the entire league, check out the stats, see who's maybe potentially going to win a trophy. Jin Rune, 31 wins, 904. Personally, I would give it to UC Saros, you know, the guy that we traded away because he stunk. 912, 28 wins for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's currently the best statistical goalie in the league. Rookie skaters. Still Luis Zanata from Brazil for the Montreal Canadiens. He'll probably take that trophy if he keeps pace. 22 goals for him. Good season. Defense. Are we taking any awards in this category? Quinn Hughes does... Oh, yeah, it's Quinn Hughes' trophy right now, everybody. Went up, skyrocketed in plus-minus and points. He's scoring plenty of goals this year. The next guy up, I would probably say, is Matteo Jogren. I think the S is silent. And then Gostisbehere, maybe John Carlson. But right now, it's Quinn Hughes' trophy. 2 years running. But is Anthony Francis in the running for a few trophies this year? 73 points is the best in the league so far. 6 ahead of Connor McDavid in 3 less games. Oh, I love you, Anthony Francis, you beauty. Oh, goals. Goals, it looks like Slychuck. He is currently 5 ahead. Oh, sorry. He's 7 ahead of Anthony Francis. 7? Yes, 7. I'm good at math. He's played 1 less game. Give him an extra goal. Maybe 2. Maybe a hat trick. You never know. He can totally catch up for both awards there. You never know. The Maurice Richard and the Art Rossies. Woo! Most assists go to Dylan Strome. It's shaping up this year. I mean, we're still not the best team in the league yet, but let's go 1 more month and maybe check the just the trade block and see what's out there, because if we're winning games, what's the point of adding? What's the point? So we're going to stop the simulation on the 25th of February, see how we're doing. We're riding a few-game win streak there. Pittsburgh, come on. Wahlstrom in a third to the Calgary Flames, and Alex Pietrangelo to the New York Islanders. I mean, now you got Dougie Hamilton and Pietrangelo on the Islanders. I mean, I hate the Islanders now because they took the cup from us, but Calgary needed a new young center on that team. You can say it works both ways. So we actually lose the first game of the month, the Pittsburgh Penguins. And we get a win. That's what I'm talking about. Ryan Pulock, 2/4 to the Florida Panthers for a second in Gunderson. Florida getting a good defenseman, a second-round pick. That's kind of like magic beans. Florida Panthers, come on. Let's go for 40 here. Jarnkrok to the Chicago Blackhawks for Kerman. Kermit the Frog here. Okay. Oh my God. Carlo and Backlund. Let's just check it out. We could add at the deadline. I mean, I don't really like Brendan Carlo. I think he's a solid player, but on this team we're working right now, and we're working really solid, so I really don't see the point. I mean, Backlund, it's a solid center, but we have Luke Kunin. Why would we ever trade a first-round pick for that? Explain that to me. 8-2 loss. Jesus. Dallas and Dallas. Bokus, no thank you. 5-1 win and a 5-4 loss. Washington, come on. This month has been so slow. LaRose, Schultz, a third to the Carolina Hurricanes for Ryan Dzingel, Kukkonen, an 80 overall centerman, and a third-round pick. Say what you want. Plenty of trades here in February. Are we going to make any? 6-4 loss. We've been 500 this month. I'm not liking this month very much. Ooh, Mikhail Abramov. That's a solid... Huh. What, Toronto Maple Leafs prospect? I think he was actually just signed IRL, so good for him, but no thank you. First for Boquist. No! Why would we do that for... That doesn't make any sense. If you offered us a different trade with more assets for the same price, why would we do that, New Jersey? Louis Langweder wants to talk to me. Louis Langweder, persuade. Hey, it's null. It's all good. No morale change. I'm okay with that. Winnipeg and Colorado. Adam Beckman has been injured. Fitzgerald in the lineup. 6-5 OT win and a 5-0 shutout. Hunter Jones for a third. For Chelios, too. No thank you. Montreal. Okay, Heroes, I think, was just in another trade, actually. A second, Joseph in a fifth to the Carolina Hurricanes, and Colorado gets a second Kochk. Ho-ho, a goaltender for Colorado. I mean, personally, Colorado made a solid trade there. I'm not sure if they have Philip Grubauer right now, but it's been an iffy month. I'm just happy to get past the trade deadline, get it over with. 43-60. Oh, thank God. I saw an injury there. Merrill, no thank you. New Jersey, I don't want to give you my first. Pesh to the Florida Panthers, and Washington gets 2 firsts. And Washington has been this weird rebuild team, so I understand that. Pesci, solid, really underrated defenseman in the league, but Florida getting a good defenseman. Not sure what his contract is looking like. If only they just showed that. It's such a boring screen. You could add so much to it if you really felt like it, but no, EA, thank you for always letting me down. Come on, Colorado. Jesus, it's been a bad month. My God. My God, it's been a bad month. We're not making pace. 44-17-1. We've lost the majority of the games. The majority of the games that we've lost in the season have come in this month. 6-4-0 in our last 10 is not good enough. It's just not. I swear, it's coming down to goaltending at this point. We're putting up the offensive numbers. Goaltending is not helping us out, and I'm not sure what to do. 91 points for the man, Anthony Francis. Is he going to hit 120? Is he going to keep pace for getting better and better every year? I'm not sure. Is he going to get 100 points? Probably. That's probably a given at this point. I'm knock on some wood. But he's having a good season. MVP? Art Ross? Maurice Richard? I'm not sure at this point. Kaprizov just got better since the last time we talked. Oof. Man, oh man. Gotta love him. Kel Newman only scored 3 goals that month. Not great. He's probably going to hit 40, which would be really good for us if he hit 40 in his sophomore season. Yeah, about what I expect. No, I don't think he'll probably be a point per game player in his career, but give him a few minutes. Give him a few seasons, and I think he'll be there. But for right now, he's been a really solid contributor. Alexei Petrangelov got better. He's hopefully going to finish out with a point per game this season. If he just gets red hot towards the end, it'd be great. 25 goals. He'll probably hit 30, which would be great. Maybe even 40. You never know. There's 22 games left in the season. Hoglander having a great season. Keeping up that 65-point pace. Jack Hughes got a bit worse. You know, that sucks that we were just not good offensively this month. We were not good at all this month. February has not been our month for a very long time. Louis Langweeder, 25 goals. He'll probably hit 40 in his sophomore season. Screw the sophomore jinx, or the curse, or whatever you call that. It's not real here in Minnesota. Luke Kunin, 34 points. Hell yes. Chris Griffin, 26. 11 goals. Pretty solid. Jason Zucker, 20 points. Yep. Ryan Hartman. Yep. Beckman. Yep. Fitzgerald, 2 points in 7 games. Beauty. Yeah, not a great month. Jack Hughes, though. Sorry. There's too many Quinn Hughes. No, wait. There's too many Hugheses. Hughes? There's too many Hughes on this team. Wow, that was way too difficult. There's too many Hughes on this team. Quinn Hughes. The better Hughes? Question mark. 71 points in 62 games. Is he taking home a Norris? Potentially. Is he going to have his best career season? That might be a given at this point. He's been so dominant. Brant Clark just up in points. Again, I'm not sure if he's going to hit 72. Maybe. But he's having a great season. Same with Mironov. He hit 53 last year. His best ever is 56. I would say he's probably going to hit... his best season ever. I think that's a given at this point. Obviously, his best defensive season was last year, but he's been great this year. Matthew Dumba has been also really solid. Oliver Shillington, 19 points. Thomas Hickey, yeah. Defense is always a positive on this team. But goaltending. Oh, Jesus. They were both... I mean, it was Weeman giving up the losses. He was terrible. Like, explain... Oh, this is always going to be my biggest gripe. I could do an hour-long video talking about why this game is not the best. One of the top reasons on that list would be how terrible goaltenders play. And what if your scoring is on... what if your simulation scoring is on high? It's not. It's at medium, right? I maybe boost sliders here and there. Not that much. Why do 87 goaltenders perform like they're trash when I have one of the best defenses, the best defense in the league? Explain that. EA, that doesn't make any sense when an 80 overall goaltender, an 85 overall goaltender in UC Saros that we just had is performing so well in Toronto. I don't know. I'm not even going to check the entire league stats. I'm actually going to look at the trade block. I'll just look around. It's not going to hurt anybody if we just look. Just take a little peek. See what's out there. Maybe something is like, ooh, too damn good and we can't refuse sort of thing. So let's see what's out here. Anaheim. No. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is on the block. Cool. McAvoy. Had him in our last franchise mode. Was an absolute beauty. They also got Tom Wilson. A few guys there on Boston. Oh, they also have Kevin Fiala. Oh, no. That's so sad. Anybody else on the block? Slavin, whatever you want to call him. Nope. Anybody out here on the block? Anybody want to come over to Minnesota, win a Stanley Cup? Joel Eriksson Ek. I'm glad he turned out well. Not for the Dallas Stars, though. That makes me a little sad. John Klingberg? Yeah, it is John. Ooh. He's on the block, too. That's a great extension for him. My gosh. Yeah. Good for you, Dallas. Anybody else? Hodges? No. Hamilton? No. Philip Deneau. Oh, so a subscriber-created player. $14 million, though. No, thank you. I mean, hey, congratulations on making $14 million, but damn, no, thank you. I mean, I would love to bring that player on at about 7 or 8 or 9, but no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't have the money for that. Dante Fabro. That's a solid guy. Potentially, maybe. Slychuk is still on the block for New Jersey. What? Vadim Slychuk? So you got all 3 brothers. Not on the block. Not all 3 of them. Oh, and you have McCollum. Oh, this is the guy that I wanted to go out and draft, and I didn't know. Oh, Vadim Slychuk is on the block. But where would he fit? Nowhere. Exactly. Oh, that's sad. No. Oh, damn it. Oh. I'd go crazy if this was an offline franchise mode. I'd just make the deal right away. Ugh. A few guys out here on the block. I'd love to bring somebody over, but we're working. We're fine. We're fine. We're a good team. We are a good team. I don't doubt that. Are we the team to win a Stanley Cup this year? Maybe. Maybe we're a team that gets swept in the first round. You never know. Anything out here? Anything interesting? No. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it at that. Not the episode. I'm getting this episode done. This episode done? I'm sorry. I'm terrible at speaking. It's late. I'm stuffed up. I don't have coronavirus, but I'm okay. Let's just get this season done, okay? Let's go to the end of the season. Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see if we're a 60-win team. I'm going to trust this team. Thomas Hickey was injured right away. Head coach replaces player. Adam Beckman is back. Sick. Welcome back to the club. Fitzgerald, you're gone. You're outie. Bye-bye. Beckman, welcome back to the club. We missed you very much. 6-0 shutout over the Dallas Stars. That's huge. Deadline is over and done with. Let's get this season done. Not because I'm over with it. I'm just excited to see how the playoffs go. I'm intrigued because last year we got to the finals, got kicked out. I'm hoping for a little bit of revenge this year. Chicago, make that 3 in a row. Hell yes. LA. Yes. Yes. Minnesota, more like WIN-ESOTA. Oh, that's the name of the... Oh, that's the name of this episode. WIN-ESOTA. WIN-ESOTA. Somebody write that down. That was genius. WIN-ESOTA. I'm hilarious. I make myself crack up. Sorry. I don't know why I got so much enjoyment out of that. Ooh, defenseman down here. I'm going to scout you because you're going to be a beauty. Yeah, you are. I use the word beauty too much in this game, but I'm not very good at descriptive words, so. Ta-da. 1-0 shutout. Oh, Jesus. Over the... Oh, that's sad. You should never get shut out with this team. That is just sad. Florida. Hell yes. Are we a 60-win team this year? Let's see if we are. Are we going to be better than last year? Not too sure. Okay. 58. 10-2 win over the Winnipeg Jets. They're dead. You got rid... Oh, wait, they don't even have an airport. Womp womp, Winnipeg. Let's finish this season out. 62 wins, more than last year. It looks like we clinched the President's Trophy. Chicago could not keep pace with this team. Wow. The NHL season is over. The team we will play in the first round. Oh, the Winnipeg Jets. You mean the team that I just made fun of? Uh-oh. 9-0-1 in our last 10. We have been good. We have been so solid. 2 really awesome win streaks there. One to end the season, one around, I want to say it was January. Really good season. Let's just see where everybody finished, okay? I'm excited. Anthony Francis did not hit 120. But look at these stats. This is freaky. 61 assists, 61. Does that not freak anybody out? That freaks me out a little bit. That really freaks me out how he has 61 assists every season and is only off. He has 58, 59, and 58. What? That's like, are we living in the Matrix right now? What were his average minutes this year? So he played more this year, even though he was on less lines. Maybe it was because it was a better season. We were on the power play more. I'm honestly not so sure about that actually, but maybe he's taking home an Art Ross, but man oh man, he's guaranteed 110 points every year. What a player. What a player. 9-game winning goals. How many hits did this guy have? 140! Can't stop the man. I mean, Hoglander had 166 hits. That's hilarious. Okay. I could talk about Anthony Francis for an hour, but the captain, Kirill Kaprizov, 38 goals, 54 assists, good for 92 points. As the captain, the best season was his rookie season, which is crazy. You never ever hear that. This is his third best season. Great year for Kirill Kaprizov. He's the man. I'm glad he's the captain of the WIN-ESOTA Wild. Did I really just say that? Wow. And this is so great to see. Alexei Petrangelov did miss 2 games this season, but for the majority, he had 40 goals. Oh my God! At the start of this episode, he had 11. What? He had 11. What? He had 11 goals about halfway through the season, and then he's like, "Oh, did I forget to score a goal?" What? Are you on crack, game? 86. What? Are we in the Matrix again? Excuse me. What? He missed 2 games last year and this year and scored the exact same amount of goals, the exact amount of assists, and you know that equals the same amount of points. What in the blue hell? What? Weird. That's kind of freaky. That's weird. I love it because he hit 42 goals, over a point per game, even though he struggled with that all season. He just got better. That's why I wasn't hard on him. Nils Hoglander, you know what? We asked for about 65 points a year from him. Last year, I believe, was his best season yet. 65 was his best, yeah. 72 this season. I say that is a W. A big fat W for Nils Hoglander. Cale Newmanen, 69 points. Nice. 41 goals for the sophomore. You know, for the majority of the season, he was a point-per-game player. He did slow down a bit. That second line did drop down a bit, but we just won more and more games, and he was really a big part of that. Jack Hughes didn't technically have his best season yet, but coming over to a new team, a new state, that's a big move for a young guy like Jack Hughes. I think he is the centerpiece of the second line for a long time to come. He's playing with his brother. He's happy, especially getting out of New Jersey where he hasn't had the best of times. He's a plus player finally. He's playing plenty of power play time. The majority of his points come off the power play. Or not the majority because, 40... You know what I mean. Okay? But he was good. I think he was really solid. Louis Langweeder hit 31 goals in his sophomore season. Had 10 more points than last year. Hasn't missed a game in his career yet. He had 7 game-winning goals last year, and he had 7 this year, which means he's a clutch guy. And that's exactly what we need there on the third line. Luke Kunin kept his promise. Over half a point per game player. That's exactly what I need on the third line. Chris Griffin, rookie season, he had 16 goals in 81 games. Great season for the young lad. Jason Zucker, 26 points. Also really solid. Hartman, yep. Beckman. Honestly, Beckman, I don't think will ever be a great point producer, but comes out there, was really solid defensively. I know our fourth line will never be played as much, but he was really, really solid for us. 2-game winners, so he makes it count. Okay, and something I'm really excited to see, defense. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman in the league this year. I'm just going to say that straight off. I think he is the best defenseman in the world. I think Quinn Hughes is the legit boss. I know that's Sasha Banks for any WWE fans watching. 80 assists! 80! This man cannot be stopped. He wants revenge. He wants revenge, but we could talk about him all day. When you have partners like Brant Clark, Marcus Mironov, you having 93 points just propels everybody into the spotlight, okay? Brant Clark, he was averaging about, I thought he was 50 points. I was being generous. I'm like, hey, maybe 50. I'm not sure how these guys are going to produce, especially defense can always be weird. They can have one great month, and then just drop off. But he got consistently better throughout the season. 76 points. We have him locked up to one of the best contracts in the entire NHL. I am so blessed that Detroit passed on him so we could pick him. I'm so lucky. Marcus Mironov. I don't think this guy will ever lead this team in points by a defenseman, especially when you have Brant Clark and Quinn Hughes. But 67 points on basically any other team could probably lead in defensive scoring. I'm not saying I'm going to trade him so he can be the best on another team because I love him and he's my player. Eminem, 67 points. It's hard to beat plus 55, but a plus 34 and 67 points. That's your best season ever, Marcus Mironov. First ever draft pick of the Minnesota Wild as general manager. Proud father. Matt Dumba, almost a half point per game player this year, 45 last year. It wasn't up after the weird season the year previous, but I think he's going to cap out at about 40 points now, especially since he's older. I know he has the capability of hitting 70. I guess he's just not playing the top tier minutes he used to, and that might be an effect, especially since he had 70 points when he was playing 26 plus minutes, but we don't have the room. Oliver Shillington was really, really good on that third pairing. I want to bring this guy back. If he does want an offer, I'll 100% bring him back. Same with Thomas Hickey. He's a beauty. Maybe. We have a few guys butting in the AHL for a spot, but great season by the defense. Did the goaltending get any better? You know what? It did. A 909, 261 goals against for Jaden Weeman. And to top it all off, 46 wins. Your first year as the official starting goaltender of the Minnesota Wild. Getting your career off, starting it off really, really well. And I am a proud goaltending father. Okay, that is huge to see, especially how rough he started off. Ben Bishop, I don't think will be back next year. I think he'll retire or we'll let him go because I really don't feel like paying him because he was really, really bad. He did get 16 wins as a backup. I don't think he lost a game there for a very, very long time. I mean, both goaltenders, you can look at the advanced stats, but they won games. We all won games. I'm happy with all of our performances. There's not one guy on this team that stands out and is like, oh, he was bad. But Will Anthony Francis win an Art Ross? Oh, baby. His third straight Art Ross. Anthony Francis, 3 straight to start his career, is also going to be his 3rd straight MVP trophy. You can't stop this man so early into his career. You can't stop him. 358 points in 246 career games. Oh, he's hard to beat, baby. Does not look like he's going to win the Maurice Richard because you have Joel Everberg, you have Jesper Straka, who led last year with 60 plus, but who led in the most assists category? Quinn Hughes. Ooh, beauty. And goals goes to Jeffrey Woodworth. The Messiah has returned. Oh, Jeffrey Woodworth. If you guys don't know who this is, if you're very, very new to my franchise mode or to my YouTube channel, Jeffrey Woodworth was the best player in my Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, bar none. 5th overall pick in 2022. 74 goals. 74? 74? That's insane. That's crazy. Oh my god. I thought it was going to be like Everberg. 95 points. Oh my god. Okay. Let's start, we'll go rookie skaters, okay? Zanata's going to win it. He was so far ahead of Chokington and Gallivan and Potter. Good for him. Okay, let's go to goaltenders. And it looks like, okay, let me use my brain here real quick. Rune had the most wins. Okay, but UC Saros had the 2nd most wins, the best plus-minus and the top goaltenders here, and the best goals against. It's his trophy, and I hate his guts because we just traded him away. I'm mad at this game. Okay. Is Quinn Hughes taking home a trophy? Oh, it's his trophy. There is no question. You got Cale Makar with the worst plus-minus, less points. It's Quinn Hughes' trophy, back-to-back Norris seasons for the best defenseman in the league. No question about it. This team, President's Trophy winning team, 2 years running, 126 points. 5 points better than Chicago Blackhawks. We are the best team, but the best team needs the biggest trophy. And we start that journey in the next episode against the Winnipeg Jets. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.